Two more forms of the ablative, very short, very easy. You're going to go ahead and add them to your ablative of charts. First one is ablative comparison. And Latin authors sometimes use the adverb quam to show comparison between two words appearing in the same case. This is our first one here. Now, if I said, quis in Italia erat clara quam Cicero, there we go. Who in Italy was more famous than Cicero, right? Who are we comparing? Cicero and quis. They're both in the same case, and they're both in the nominative. So we're comparing who, and we're comparing Cicero. Don't be fooled by the O here. That's not ablative. That's actually his nominative ending. Okay? All right. When the first person or object to be compared, we're on the second point here, was nominative or accusative case, quam was often admitted, and the second thing being compared would be put in the ablative case. Than is still using the ablative comparison when translated into English, even though there's not a quam. So if we said, quis in Italia clarior Cicerone, who in Italy was more famous than Cicero? So the second thing being compared, we've now got him. We still have the nominative here, but the second thing being compared is in the ablative case. So, and there is no quam in here. However, same translations, we still have the than in here. It's just that they omitted it, okay? Now, the last one is the ablative of degree of difference. Now, even if you don't remember it, we've studied almost all the ablatives. The book this week, we'll talk a little bit about ablative of respect. We just looked at that. So if you forget what ablative of respect is, go back and watch that video. Ablative of degree and difference is the last thing that this chapter covers. So with comparative and adverbs suggesting comparison, the ablative case can be used to indicate the degree of difference in a comparison. Okay. Common words that appear as a degree of difference are molto, which is by much, tanto, by so much, or paucis, by little, few, and paulo, by a little more. So I'm going to give you three examples here. So if I said tanto melius, this is it's in the ablative case, the better by so much, or we'd probably say so much the better. And here again, we have Romam paucis post diebus venisti. So here we have paucis, here we have diebus, both in the ablative case. And because they're showing what's the degree of difference. You came to Rome a few days afterwards, or you could say afterwards by a few days. How much afterwards? A few days. That is that's called a degree of difference in the comparison. Okay, you're comparing those two things. So the last one is aberet ab urbe tribus millibus. Here's our ablative possum. He was 3 miles from that city. Or how far away was he? He was 3 miles from that city. Or you could say he was away by 3 miles from that city. So it's just saying kind of like how much was he compared to the other thing? Compared to the city, how much was he away? Well, he was 3 miles away from the city. So just to let you know, that's how you're going to see sometimes the ablative and its degree of difference. How much different is something from another when you're comparing two things.